I'm coming to you live from Kenny's basement apartment where the thunder is rolling in more ways than one. And if you happen to hear some booming in the background, it's probably Despicable Me 4 turned all the way up in the living room.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's Sports Allegedly.
Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, you kind of left that out. Thank you for joining us for this episode.
I looked at myself and I was like,
of Sports Allegedly on this day of our Lord, November 4th, 2024. We have been a minute. Welcome, Sean, to my right. No one to my left except these bad boys. Now, if we put a quarter in for every loss for the Bears or every shitty play that Caleb Williams has, this would be filled up really fast.
We put it in for every non-offensive play for the Buccaneers right now, who have no wide receivers.
Exactly. Or an interception by Baker Mayfield. That would be full.
And half of a running back.
Yes, and half of a running back. So, no, thanks for joining us. We missed you last week. It was a long trip back from Mississippi.
It's been chaos for 2 weeks, and I blame you for my lack of sleep.
So
for
we'll
that
talk.
2 weeks.
Before we start on this, because I never wear this, but by
I
God,
don't know what that is.
There is a lot of talk about this tonight.
I don't know what this is.
There's going to be a lot of talk. So give us an update real quick. We're starting on a Monday night. Bucks and at the Chiefs, 8:36 in the first is 0-0 still, which is good for the Buccaneers, honestly.
And it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs have got the ball back and driving.
Yeah, they're driving. You know, it's going to be a tough go for Baker in Tampa because of the loss of Mike Evans for temporarily, and then Mike
Evans is back
Godwin's,
next week,
and then Godwin is out for the rest of the year.
Bye week, and then he's back next week.
Yes, correct.
Or the week after.
So,
but Godwin's out for the season. The rookie McLean, he's out right now.
McMillan,
yeah. So he's out. He has a hamstring issue. Everybody's got hamstring issues. If your hammies, remember, guys, stretch those creamy hammies. You gotta stretch the hammies.
I want to make a little prediction since we're talking about the beginning of the Bucks and Chiefs. Two things. For one, I think that the pickup of Hopkins is going to be huge, and already he's got 3 catches for 26 yards. This is going to be the best trade of the whole off season, or the in season. I meant. And secondly, and I've read one article, so I'm not going to claim that I'm
a guru.
You
like to claim you're a guru.
I really think Todd Bowles is going to be fired at the end of the year.
Oh, you think Bowles is going?
And I think our offensive coordinator is going to take over.
Oh.
Liam Cohen. He's going to be the new head coach. Second thing I want to tell you, Dennis Allen will be the new defensive coordinator of Tampa Bay. It's a possibility. Just got fired today. He's a hell of a defensive coordinator.
Second coach of the season.
And we predicted him to be the first. We knew this was
this was make or break.
This was a season that he
was.
And
losing to Carolina was the break.
And that was the break, especially with Bryce Young back.
Yeah.
On that. So anyway, 3 minutes on this episode of November 4th. Liam Cohen will be the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next year.
I saw Michael Thomas talking crap to the Saints about Carr is just going to get guys injured.
And I don't think that.
And it's Olave's second.
And I don't think Todd Bowles is a bad coach by no means. It's just they just are kind of just there. He's just a.
You're a 500 coach. That's what he's been. I think his whole career is just a 500 coach.
And Liam Cohen is not going. He's going to be a head coach. He's more ready than Dave Canales was last year, who's the new head coach at Carolina. So he's more ready, and they're not going to let him go. I really think they're either going to make him as high paid as the head coach, or they're going to fire Bowles. And the way that Tampa could season go at 4-4, Atlanta looks good, and so they could be out of the playoffs. All right, what do you want to talk about first?
Well, we'll get into the NFL.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot of NFL later. We just want to give you
an itching to get this Oklahoma State Cowboys thing going. And there's a child staring at us. He made it to the basement.
What's up, dude? Oh, okay.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know why you had to tell us that you're tired. Just
he's gonna be a guest later.
Close your little eyes.
He is ready to pod. He is the pod.
All right, so I had to watch. Slam the damn door. And I had to watch. Kenny decided to pop this on me today, so I had to watch a few videos to find the Mike Gundy issues after the 21-point loss to the Sun Devils, who they beat quite handily last year, wasn't it?
I don't think they played that. No,
Yeah, they played last year.
Did they?
They did.
Was
they
that
did.
a non-conference?
They went to, it was
Oh,
non-conference.
okay.
They went to Arizona State, and I believe because we expected Arizona State to beat them or something. I forget how that went.
This wasn't the easiest pick I had all week. Was Arizona State?
Yeah.
Easiest, hands down.
Well, let's not talk about that Ohio State, Penn State. Knox.
Ohio State.
James
Easy
Franklin.
peasy.
Well, you can't win if you bring your own. If you bring your own refs. And what was the other thing? What was the other golden nugget that Franklin said?
Chiefs 3-0 right now.
Yeah. No, I saw it before we clicked over. What was the other golden nugget that Franklin said? I'm gonna find those students that heckled me, and they are gonna pay.
Let's talk a little bit about them later, but let's get to the OSU game. So we've had two things. Did you find the schemes? Did you ever find that?
I believe I did.
Okay, let's talk.
I believe that
this was post game. This was post game at after the Arizona State game. Post game
I
conference.
thought I put it back to where it was. I can't.
But it's
remember.
okay. Let's just play it. See what we got.
And I expect guys to come out and fight their ass off in practice. They practiced good last week. We need to do a better job of coaching, in my opinion. Again, I need to evaluate the video tonight, but I'm not so sure that I've agreed with our schemes. I don't think it was awful, but there's just some things that I don't really agree with that I thought we could have done better. So we need to do a better job of coaching, and we need to make a few plays.
There you go. All right, so he said that now.
Now this was post game after the game. Now hold on, don't play the next one yet.
No, that's not the one that I had.
Don't play that. Let's talk about a little bit about that. So when I heard that, I thought, okay, you're throwing your coaches. You've mentioned already this year that we've got to do better coaching.
Right, and I played that for you. I played that for you.
Hold on. At first, he said
where he was interviewed, and he said, "It's on me.
That's exactly
it's
what I was
my responsibility to get the plays and get the schemes and get everything done correctly."
It started
to win
out
the game.
as a me, and now it has became a we.
We.
Sorry. We.
Because remember, when Kenny fails, we all fail.
No, I thought that he threw his assistant coaches right on the
He
bus.
threw everybody on the bus.
And I was like, well, you're the head coach, then why do you fix that? I mean, what do you practice all week? It's like, hey, you do whatever you want to do and just throw it up there? He's been cute with his defensive hires.
Well,
he's been cute with his offensive hires. He hires these random people from these small colleges. And, there's rumors out there. And who was the former AD, the golf coach, that no one really liked by the time he left?
Golf is
No, it was the AD. It was Boone's buddy. And he kind of, and I can't think of his name.
What was that guy's name?
He kind of hinted.
Poops Magoo.
He kind of hinted that Gundy was a bit lazy on the recruiting trail.
But he had all of his assistants who did the majority of the recruiting for him. That was his whole thing.
Well,
he would sit around and yell at guys building his house. That was his major thing.
I'm just saying, it's not only that. It's one of those deals that he's kind of that old man at the diner bitching about just young people.
You've seen where he does his coaching show. It's at a retirement home.
Now, I think that's funny. I like that about him.
I do, but you just said old man in a diner bitching. That he does his at a retirement home.
But he's not bitching there.
And Coach Long, Tulsa's coach, not Long, Kevin Wilson, he does his at a bar.
Yeah. I mean, you got to attract fans.
Yeah. So there was a question about whether they were going to run Bowman more, and he said he had no intention of trying to run Bowman. And isn't Bowman like a guy that can beat teams with his legs? Can't he do an RPO?
No, not really. But I mean, the thing is the problem with this team is defense, and
that's his cute time pickup from D2. What was that guy's name?
Brian Nardo. He's
D2?
He's defensive coordinator for the team, and 17-year-old, second at OSU. And he was at Gannon University. Does anybody know where that's at? No one does.
Isn't that a D2?
Is that Rich Gannon University?
Yes, that is Rich Gannon University. It's on the coast.
And he was at 8 seasons at Emporia State, which I believe Emporia State is Kansas. Yeah, so in his first season as at FBS level, DiNardo's 2023 defense finished number 2 in the nation.
I can tell you right now that run defense is not there.
Now, they lost some people, but honestly, this team looks like they've kind of given up.
Yeah.
So, let's play. Now, we've talked about that. It's trash. Sean, pull up the schedule for, obviously, 42-21. Ollie Gordon has 11 carries, 25 yards. Pull up OSU's schedule for the remaining of the year.
Season?
3-6 right now, 0-6 in
bad.
conference. Remember that OSU was in the conference championship last year.
And we had them picked to
them to win about 9 to 10 games.
We had
possible playoff.
Here's our problem. We had Oklahoma State, Utah, and Kansas State all being the teams vying for a position in the Big 12. And Utah's 1-4 in the Big 12.
Kick that up just a bit, see who's ahead of Colorado.
Oh, I tell you who's ahead of Colorado. It's Iowa State and BYU.
Who just lost.
Who just
Iowa
had a
State
loss.
Loss, yes.
Yeah. So 2 of our teams are at the bottom that we had picked to go to the Big 12 title. One team has a very, very long outside shot of making it in because they honestly need Colorado, Iowa State to lose.
I think we were consistent.
At this point, BYU could lose one game and then they would still be in. Because I think there's 4 games left.
Oh, the championship. Whoever wins the championship's in the playoff.
No, I'm talking about in the Big 12 championship. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, they'll
out
still
of these.
yes,
Out of these.
Yeah.
And Texas Tech is now sneaking up out of nowhere.
Had a good win against Iowa State. Iowa State, I thought, played like Iowa State does in big games every time.
Yeah. So,
they'll beat a team that's better than them in a big game, but then they'll turn around and when they're the hunted, they don't. But I mean, you look at Utah, Kansas, Arizona, Oklahoma State, and UCF even 2-4. The bottom 5 teams of the Big 12
was a big surprise
is the
this
biggest
year.
disappointment. So you've got OSU playing TCU at TCU versus Tech at Colorado.
Hold on. So they've got TCU next week.
At TCU.
At TCU, who has been on a burner, like they've been getting better at the end of the season. Texas Tech, they got a bye week, and then Texas Tech.
Correct.
And then they have to go to Colorado, which is an old Big 12 rivalry.
They've already timed that game, 11 a.m. ABC.
They
on
don't
the
even
29th.
care at that point. They're like, you're playing the trash team. There's no way Oklahoma State can do anything to get out of this. They need to win the next 3 just to get bowl eligible.
You're exactly right.
I mean, they're 3-6 overall. They need to win the next 3 to do something. And I think Gundy's guys have given up on him.
So Colorado is a bye week this week, so they're coming back on Saturday. They'll play at Tech. This is Colorado's schedule. At Tech, Utah at Colorado, Kansas. They go to Kansas, and then they play Oklahoma State at home.
So Utah game, I see the Utah game giving them fits. Even though Utah's 1-4, Utah has been playing them for the last 7 years? I forgot how long they've been in the Pac-12.
Oh, I don't know.
Whenever they left for the Pac-12.
Oh yeah, Utah and them. Yeah.
But they've been so
they Utah's not.
I'm saying they could give them fits.
Yeah.
That could be the one. Besides the Texas Tech, that could be the one that gives them fits.
In Arizona, they're going to have 1 or 2 top first-round draft picks, and they can't win a game either.
Oh my God, they've got a great quarterback. They've got a great linebacker. They've got a
really good wide receiver.
Yes.
The quarterback is not great. He's good. The wide receiver is great, I think, in my opinion. And somebody needs to pick him up. But going back to OSU, I mean, it's we didn't play. So we've seen this.
Well,
there's a lot of pressure. Let's play Gundy's clip from today. They did a Zoom press conference.
So this is from the Heartland, and it talks about Gundy's latest presser, calling out poor fans.
Just play.
Well, so this comes. Well, it's on a tweet that comes from Eckert. Where the hell did it go? There you go, TJ Eckert, and we'll go ahead and.
This place has had tremendous success for 18 and a half years or 19. I can't do the math real good, and so unfortunately in life, most people are weak. And as soon as things start to not go as good as what they thought, they fall apart and they panic. And then they want to point the finger and blame other people. You see it happen in everyday life. People do it all the time.
She just did.
That's why I refuse to watch the TV and watch the news, because I get tired of people complaining and bitching about this and that versus just doing something about it and trying to figure out a way to make it better. Well, that's what happens in college athletics. And as Jenny said, she's exactly right. It's just on the bigger stage where people can voice their opinion. And in most cases, the people that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their own family. They're not taking care of their own job, but they have an obligation to speak out and complain about others because it makes them feel better. But then in the end, when they go to bed at night, they're the same failure that they were before they said anything negative about anybody else.
So this is definitely a guy that watches Owen News Network.
Who?
Owen, that weird news network. That's his favorite network.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
It's like OAN.
Oh, okay.
OAN.
Oh, yeah, we've heard that.
Right. So here's the thing. Kenny may not take care of his children, but he does take care of his business and his house. And he does bitch about Oklahoma State football. I bitch about Oklahoma State football, and I take care of my business and my bills. And the people that we know take care of their shit who bitch about it. So he's starting to take heat now because what you said, you listened to Sports Animal, and they were like, well, you know.
Hey, credit to the Sports Animal. I was listening to them today towards the end of the day, and people were calling in going, hey, I'm so-and-so. My name's Rob from wherever, and I pay my bills. And I'm thinking, I told Sean, I said, what is going on? I missed the earlier. I was can you check something on this and see what this bill paying is from? And so Sean looked up and said, we need to play tonight because there's some key words there that bothered me a little bit. The can't pay their own bills, and that's their job. The word obligation to speak out, and the word failure. That's some big words to put on people that spend money. You look at when you...
Oklahoma State has a turnout that every home game is sold out pretty much.
Oh, it's first year ever.
As far as I know.
First year ever that everything... I don't know about ever, but all season tickets, every ticket was sold out this year. And you cannot...
Since the Les Miles year, I think they've had pretty good crowds.
And I'm not saying that, but when the heat comes on, don't be blaming the people that are bitching about what you do. You guys are underperforming, period. Your players are underperforming, period. And now what you're going to do is that anybody bitches, and that's exactly what he said, was that anybody bitches is poor, can't pay their bills, don't take care of their family, job, whatever. Their obligation is to bitch about something. Nobody's obligated to bitch if you're a fan and you're paying money. I mean, these people...
You're buying the merchandise.
240... The one guy
You're going to the game.
Good, to give credit to Sports Animal Day, $240,000 a guy, I think it was $240,000 for over 5 years is paid for a suite for $240,000. He's like, I'm not doing it anymore. He's paying the bills. He just paid a suite for 5 years. And you've got this guy who, let's be honest, I don't even think he's lazy at recruiting. Allegedly. He's lazy at hiring assistant coaches. Allegedly. And so what are you doing? And then you turn around and because you're failing, you spin it on somebody else. Now, he has said at the beginning, my responsibility.
I'm the coach. I have to make sure that the plays are going in correctly. I have to make sure that they're being executed correctly.
Now it's becoming we. And then that's a problem. And now it's you all, you poor sons of bitches that are fans of Oklahoma State. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of in Oklahoma.
There's a lot of money.
Hold on. Oklahoma, as we all know, is not one of the most one of the more impoverished states in the nation. And when you've got people going to these games, you've got students. It doesn't matter how you get the tickets. Your mom or dad paid them. You got them for free. You won them in a raffle. Whatever. You're paying money to go. You're paying money to that city, whether you're buying beer outside, going to the bars, you're drinking in there. To have a coach that is leading a program to trash anybody that has the right, and it's not an obligation, it's a right to be able to voice your opinion on what you're watching with your eyeballs. It's like a movie critic. You go sit down, you watch a movie. If it's a trash movie, you're going to say, I didn't like it. I don't hate you, director, writer, screenwriter. Just didn't like it.
But
it's not any good.
Job. You did a poor job. You did a poor job.
And that's my opinion. But it doesn't mean
shooting. You did a poor job of writing.
But it doesn't mean I'm poor. It doesn't mean I can't pay my bills. you're putting a negative connotation on an individual in their personal life because you making $5 to $6 million a year in your public life can't take the heat.
This nerve has been struck with Kenny. Now, Creston and I...
Now, I'm a guy that's taken up for this guy.
You have. Creston and I have rode his ass the whole time.
I've given him credit.
And we have called him Coach Ceiling. And you see now the ceiling is coming down. The ceiling has cracked and is falling all over him.
I think when you see these certain Nick Saban reminds me of one. He got out when it's good. Gundy's probably following soon.
Oh, he does.
It's just not a game he wants to play. And I promise you,
how are the Thanksgivings at the Gundys? You know, him and Kale. You think Kale comes over just in Oklahoma gear just to piss him off?
I don't know. Rumor has it he could be his OC next year. And that could buy him 2 to 3 years. And even though you fans would be like, I kind of hope they succeed in offense. Because we'd like to have him back.
I know. I want him back. He was great for us.
No, and that's my bitch about him. I mean, because it's
think about our wide receivers when Kale was there.
It's just not the time to be throwing individual fans. Now he's going to say. Now what's going to come out tomorrow is it's not.
Okay, you got
it's not OSU people.
You got to remember
it's the pundits.
The fun thing about a down OSU is what stupid ass thing is Mike Gundy going to say? Remember, I'm a man. Come at me.
Update real quick. Buccaneers score 7-3 early second.
We're still talking about college.
No, I'm just giving an update.
Nobody cares. All of our Kansas City Chief fans out there.
Yeah, they're watching the game.
5.
They care.
Yeah.
Anyway, go.
And so he has always been this guy that when he's down, he says the dumbest shit. You realize that when he's had a down year,
well, I think
his what do you say? His audio grabs are the best.
He is. I mean, he does a lot. I mean, he is. You know, he's one of the more honest coaches, which is great because you appreciate that. I just think he went a little far on this one.
But he's not honest enough. He's not honest enough to take the blame.
No, he has. He
failure.
said him, and that's what he's going to go back to, Sean. I'm just letting you know. You say it once, you can always go back to it. You can use it.
Is that what you do?
Always. If you say it and admit it.
I don't know where you got that.
I said no. It's. But anyway, if you say it and you admit it the first time, you can always go back to it. No matter how many years, you're going to be like, well, I did admit that fault right there.
Whoa! I've had to pull up audio of you not admitting it.
No, but if you admit it once, then you can say, well, I didn't say. I admitted fault right there. It's me.
Hold on.
But now it's becoming we.
Yeah.
It's becoming
The fact that he's throwing everybody.
And now it's becoming poor fans.
Yeah.
Or poor negative people. And it's not even OSU fans. And that's what's going to be.
And he's not the only coach going after the fans.
No.
Like I said, Franklin's going after his fans.
But it's not going to be about the fans because he never really said about the fans. He just said people that are negative. He didn't throw OSU fans, and that's going to be his out. I promise you.
Yeah.
It's just going to be negative people in general.
Like I said, Franklin, who has beaten Ohio State once in his tenure there.
But and we'll get to him in a minute. But go back to Gundy. In reality, though, it's like there's really the only people that are bitching and negative about you is your fans because they're tired of this.
Right.
They're tired of the ebb and flow. The ebb and flow of this. You go to the Big 12 championship last year, and you're like, "Holy shit!" Expectations were set, but expectations were set this year.
Blown out.
Expectations were set,
and that's what that whole meme that I sent you about Texas and Oklahoma handing over the keys, and then they drive the car into the wall.
But you look at the difference as we segue into Oklahoma. Brent Venables has consistently been the guy to take the sword this whole season. He knows it's his responsibility to fix that.
He's taken it ever since he's gotten in.
Exactly. He made one big move. He fired a friend, an alumni, a national championship fullback, and he had to because he knows that expectations are way better. Now, he can sit there and go, well, there's a lot of OU negativity, et cetera, et cetera. We know this because our expectations are better.
But we're blue bloods.
But you damn right they are. And he knows that's going to be negative when you don't perform, and that's his job. And I'm not saying when, I'm saying if in the next 2 years he doesn't improve that, when he gets terminated, and I'm not saying he will because I think he's the right.
He doesn't. I really
no, I think he's the right guy to lead it. But anybody that has a program that way that underperforms when they get terminated, most that have I don't know, any ounce of fucking brains will go, You're right. I didn't win enough. That's why I got fired. And you move on. And you improve yourself later.
So we get to OU, and we went to the Ole Miss game. We had a lot of fun.
14-10.5.
Until the non-sleeping got to me, and I had to go to the car. Not the 14 tall boys. We held Ole Miss to 26 points. We lost 14-26. We should have won the game.
I wouldn't say should have, but could have.
Could have.
Yes.
And then you look at Ole Miss going into Arkansas, and what does Ole Miss do in Arkansas? They pop 63 on them. So what does that tell you about OU's defense?
I think OU's rush defense was excellent in that game. Held them to 69 yards total. 69.
Yeah.
Held them to 69 yards total rushing. But yards per play was 600 because they give up too many big plays in the secondary. Our safeties are good. The corners are still weak. And I've said that. The secondary is not fixed yet. I think there's some secondary problems still. Safeties look good, but the corners, the one-on-ones, and then that middle of the field, there was some linebacker play that just wasn't excellent enough. But, it was OU ran 20 more plays than Ole Miss. They held them under, but here they had 2 fumbles, and they were sacked for a record, what was it, 9 times, I think?
I think
9 or 10 times.
I was listening to it, but they hit 7.
Yeah, so it was 9 or 10 times. I saw 2 reports. I saw one that said 9, one that said 10. I'm not going back to look at the final, but it was way too many.
It was 7 whenever I left to go get on the bus.
Yeah, it was too many. And so what that tells you is that what we've consistently said, and we were concerned about at the beginning of the year, was the O-line.
You got to give some to the O-line, but you also have to give some to Arnold not getting the ball out.
No, it was all O-line because out of all those sacks, none was on a blitz. There was no blitzes on that.
I watched a guy walk up behind him and just put his hands on him.
But no blitz.
And he just went down.
You got 5 versus a 4-man rush.
I got there was no blitz.
You got 5 guys, 4 men. They're beating you.
But
that's not Arnold.
As a quarterback, he needed to step. He needed to fight to get those yards to get the
20,
ball out.
22 of 31, 182, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, which was what his problem was early. Michael Hawkins turned into that problem too. It's just you did not have the time to go downfield. And I watched a lot. So you try to watch the line, and I had to focus not to watch that. So I started watching the receivers.
Yeah.
They don't have any breakaway. No. They didn't.
No. They didn't. That's our other big problem is no dynamic receivers. Yeah. And I said that early. With Farouk being out, Burks getting hurt, and Anderson. We got
top 5, and then your offensive line got injuries, and they're not very good.
But we still have no dynamic wide receiver. That's
not at all.
That's been our major issue as well.
No, I agree.
We have good wide receivers, but we don't have dynamic. We don't have those guys that just get out ahead or do a juke move and get around.
And another thing is that Ole Miss was missing one of their better receivers for this game, and we still give up big yards. The top. Yeah, but we didn't give Jackson Dart 515 passing yards, did we? No, we gave up 311. But here's the deal: 22 of 30. But here's another thing that the average per gain for those top 6 receivers was 14, 14, 8, 14, 8, 18, 13, and 26. Yeah. So that was the big play capability that they beat us
Were we playing man or cushion? Were we playing cushion?
It looked like a zone to me. But what the problem was, you turn around, you're up 14 to 10. You get the ball right out of the gate in the third quarter, and you go 3 and out. We never scored again in the third and fourth quarter. And I can tell you that it was going to score would have been a big difference.
I can tell you that it was not Ole Miss's lockdown D.
No, it wasn't.
Because they gave up 31 to Arkansas.
I totally agree.
So it was not. It was our.
Now
it was still our inept offense.
Now Ole Miss came in looking a bit. Maybe they thought they had this. They looked a bit sluggish. 11 a.m. game.
Looking ahead.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. It just looked like they were going to.
Not really.
They were going to beat us.
Thinking.
I'm not really going to talk much about Maine because that's a junior varsity scrimmage. So good for them. They got to win.
We did cover the spread. Next game, are we on a bye?
No, we're Missouri this week.
And then a bye.
Dun, 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 dun,
When is our bye? We should
after Missouri.
Okay.
Yes.
Because then it's Alabama, Arkansas, or Alabama, LSU.
That's correct. I'd take
so,
Arkansas.
There's a heavy. We can win one. We can win one of the next 2, or the next 3.
Well, we kind of have to become bowl eligible.
That's true, but I can see us taking Missouri.
All right, SEC Network will be 6:45 game.
PM?
Yep.
Nice.
Got the night game.
Sit at work and watch that.
That's the SEC Network, which is weak.
Well, it just plays on ESPN.
No, I know. Just, this for both of these teams should have been a much bigger game, and
It should have been a return to the Big 12.
Both have been disappointing. Have had disappointing years.
It should have been returned to Big 12. Texas, they were off last week. Was that correct?
I don't know. I didn't look for Texas.
I didn't see anything on Texas. I think they were off.
It's interesting though. Oklahoma's had a lot of their opponents have bye weeks coming in.
Yeah, that's what you keep saying.
Missouri's another
Alabama's going to have one.
I don't know. I didn't look at that, but Missouri definitely is this week. I'm trying to see if it really doesn't give. There we go. Let's see. I think it's 2.5 is what I've seen
for point spread.
Yes, 2.5. Yes. 6-2, 2-2. They got shut out last week. Brady Cook against Alabama, and then Drew Pine was out. I think that Cook is going to play, if I'm not mistaken.
NFL 6:17 left in.
And they're 2.5, Sean.
6:17 left in the Buccaneers Kansas City first half, and it looks like Kansas City just got DeAndre Hopkins down to the 8.
Interesting. One thing to look
to the
at,
Tampa Bay 3. So Kansas City's knocking on the.
One thing to look at Missouri football. It's a 2.5-point favorite as of right now. They opened at 3.5. So something's going on. A little money's moving. A points shift is a lot of money going. Now it's early. We're talking Monday. We'll see what the spread comes in about Thursday, Friday to see if some sharp money or some big time money is going to come into that. So, all right. That's all I've got to talk about. That don't even want to talk about Tulsa. Horrible.
No, Tulsa's hurting our hearts. Texas A&M surprise loss to South Carolina.
Bad. Beamer's best win there.
24 points.
Beamer's best win there, maybe.
This season, I don't know.
No, I mean all time. I mean, I'm sure he's had another upset, but it's big for him because A&M was kind of rolling, and South Carolina.
A&M's it was at the top of the standings.
I love that Sellers quarterback though. The quarterback for.
That's weird.
He is so good. I like that. Rocket Sanders had a good game. Former Arkansas running back. Go down the. Florida led 13-6 at halftime.
Yeah, Florida was beating Georgia, and we were watching that game together.
Beck is an issue. 3 interceptions, 2 games in a row.
Look, Beck,
he's dating a Cavender twin.
Beck just
and I can't imagine what. Hold on,
Kenny. Beck
is it? Should I stop? I'll just.
Beck needs a kidney transplant, and he could probably look healthy. And
he's dating a Cavender. He looks just better.
I don't think they can give him kidneys. He needs healthy kidneys.
What else?
That guy looks sick.
What else before we get into Ohio State and Penn State? Just go down.
Duke gave Miami no
At
no
first
trouble.
they did. At first they
did.
They
but
tried.
Still. And that is Miami's going to be going in, and they're going to be going in with big heads. And they're probably going to get a playoff bye.
Oh yeah, their schedule is Cake City, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Syracuse.
Georgia Tech's probably going to be.
Syracuse is a possible.
I would say Georgia Tech as well.
That's at end of the
Those two have been
Syracuse.
Syracuse and Georgia Tech have both been upset specials this year.
Even though Syracuse is kind of, I don't know. I think they won this week, but last week they had a bad loss.
Yeah. Tennessee 10-point win over Kentucky, not surprising. Texas Tech beating Iowa State by 1.
Dabo crying after Louisville win.
Yeah. What happened? What happened, Clemson? You had it.
They're not any good.
And you lost to Brom.
I mean, Klubnik is not any good. 33 of 56. So 56 pass attempts, 228 yards.
He was throwing all game. You had, look at your running back. 30 carries, 171 yards. Why did you stop running it? Kansas State, bad loss to Houston. That's what put them down to 7-2.
One thing we talked about at the beginning of the year that Houston will be a very bad team at the beginning of the year,
and
with Willie Fritz will become a very improved team at the end of the year.
One of the best ACC matchups was SMU Pittsburgh, and SMU walked all over Pitt. think, well, besides the Minnesota-Illinois game and the surprise that, it was Minnesota beating Illinois a surprise? Or did you see that as the 50-50 game?
I picked Illinois, and I should have picked Minnesota because they beat me. They beat you last week. Yeah, against Maryland. And I should have. And they're surprised 6-3.
But they are 50. But that game was a 50-50 game for me. I didn't know. I didn't know who to pick in that game, so I just took
Army was an easy win.
Yeah.
Even with a backup quarterback. I thought Ole Miss was easy. Arkansas is better. They're just. Go back down to Arkansas. What is their record this year? I really hope Pittman doesn't get fired.
Arkansas, they were up.
No, down. They were down. I really hope he doesn't get fired because that team is better, and there's going to be some. So he's 5-4. Let's go to their schedule. See if they're going to be bowl eligible. We hope. Let's see.
Bowl eligible.
They've got.
Why does it keep doing that to me? Stop changing.
They've got Texas this week. No, bye week. So they got a bye.
Okay.
So Texas is following. Louisiana Tech, Missouri. They'll be bowl eligible. Good for them.
Bowl eligible.
Bowl eligible.
They would be bowl eligible. Now, to get to the game that...
Yeah, Texas was on a bye week last week and then because they beat Vanderbilt by 3. And then they'll play Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, A&M.
We have stuck way too much on college football. That's been a fun game. Quickly, James Franklin.
What do you do there?
I don't know. You've already stolen Kansas's offensive coordinator
Andy.
to try to fix that.
Andy.
And
they're better. But I told one of our OU insiders texting because he's been listed as a potential OC candidate just because he's localized with Kansas, and Kansas looks like shit since he left. I mean,
they
he's went up there, but I watched the game and I was like, I'll pass on this guy. He's boring as fuck. Now he could be playing to his talent, but Alars just doesn't do it for me. He's better than he was last year as a true freshman. This year he's a sophomore. He's just
look at who were the leaders for that game. Will Howard, 16 of 24, 182, 2 touchdowns. Judkins was 14 carries for 95 yards, and Smith was 4 receptions for 55. So what does that tell you that the Penn State guys did?
Well, and I thought
Let's jump in and let this.
Well, hold on. Drew Allar had 12 of 20, 146 yards. He had an interception. I think though, and OSU came in with a defense that was giving a lot of grief to. I mean,
they were.
Knowles is the coordinator. We know him from being at OSU. I kind of joked that he's coming back.
The fact that.
But they had 270 total yards, and they averaged about 5 plays. But you look at Will Howard's interception,
fumble,
and the fumble, and then what was the one running into the end zone off his knee for an OSU player? Remember he ran in.
He dropped it.
No, the Penn State guy come in and knocked it. It hit off his knee and went out of the end zone. Penn State got that ball. This game wasn't as close as the score would let you believe it was, to be honest. Because if they would have been up that much without the mistakes, I think Penn State would have played differently.
Penn State can't stop beating themselves.
Franklin
cannot outcoach the Grecian formula.
But there's one thing that I love about Pat Jones. Is he said you make a change to get better, you really could get a lot worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you make that change. I mean, they're ranked 3. Now they're probably ranked, 4 or 5? They're just going to flip-flop. I didn't see the new rankings, but it's one of those deals that you're thinking, is that what you got? I mean, is this the best we can do? And then it becomes now.
Up to 7.
Okay, so then it becomes now, who's the rest of their schedule? I thought I had that. And probably nobody. I mean, now
I think they pretty much have if I remember right. Washington, Purdue, Minnesota, Maryland.
Oh boy, they should have won that game, shouldn't they?
Yeah. So it looks like Minnesota is going to be the hardest game that they're going to have to play.
Washington beat them Trojans.
You're stupid.
Another USC lost, in case nobody in Oklahoma didn't know that. 4-5 currently.
You know what? Nobody cares.
Oh, they care. I guarantee you.
No, Oklahoma people don't care.
No,
We're done. We're over it.
I think they still care.
Yeah, we've been over it for a while.
Nebraska,
bringing that
UCLA, Notre Dame. They're definitely going to be 4, 5, 6, and 6. That's going to be their record is 500. At best.
So I'm just saying, I just, right now, what division's not, or what conference is not in chaos?
SEC is not in chaos.
Yeah, not in chaos.
Where's the Boise State? Where do they play at? What is that called? The Mountain
The
West.
Mountain West.
That's probably the one. That's
Oh
probably.
no, they're in chaos because they're leaving to go to the Pac-12 next year.
Kinda, but I'm saying just this year, record-wise.
Oh, they've already lost. They've already lost.
Let's pull up this week's schedule. We'll give a quick preview. Game day, Alabama at LSU, going to be a 6:30 game.
I'm looking for that.
Let's look at next week's matchups. Give a little preview of that. You haven't done our picks yet, have you? To get them ready.
Spreads?
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, it might be here. You can see. I can see South Carolina
and
Vanderbilt
on the SEC network. That game is way better than that. South Carolina at Vanderbilt is going to be a dandy. Florida at Texas at ABC, boring as hell. Georgia, Ole Miss. Georgia rolls them, in my opinion.
Oh,
yeah. Michigan at Indiana. Is that a trap? At 2:30 CBS? Signetti looks great. He's took James Madison to some new heights. He looks business, and that's what I like about that team. But no, I mean, you got Alabama, LSU, and a bunch of trash after that. There's nothing any good.
don't see. Yeah. Game day is more than likely Alabama.
It is game day. That's for sure.
Did you look it up?
It is. Yes, that's where they're at. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the night game.
So
Yeah.
that's what we got. And
But that's a good game too for South Carolina Vanderbilt.
sorry,
I
OU
mean-
doesn't pop up because they're not in the top 25.
Oh, well, let's do it all. Let's see if we're missing anything.
Oh, you think we're
right there.
you think we're missing a JMU game?
Well, there could be something. I mean, that's juicy there. Keep going because there's
No,
nothing.
App State, Coastal Carolina, Cal Wake. Yeah, no, I would know. Rice, Memphis.
Yeah,
And Memphis just had a bad loss.
they did. It was horrible.
I mean, you want to talk about a team that nobody
Got beat by UTSA, who Tulsa beat the week before and came back by like 70 points. I might be exaggerating.
Minnesota Rutgers. You think they're going to go there?
No, but I think Syracuse, Boston College could be an interesting
West
matchup.
Virginia, Cincinnati is going to be a fun game
Yep, that could be fun. It's at Cincinnati.
because they don't have to travel far.
Not as
I mean,
fun.
they're just driving like
Not as fun.
2
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
I think is what it is. No, I am not seeing anything in the undercard.
What was that? Kansas and who? Iowa State?
Oh,
That could be fun because it's at Kansas.
no, it's in the undercard. It's the undercard.
Oh, it is. I mean, Colorado, Texas.
Colorado,
Tech.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech has played better. Obviously, they have the good win at Iowa State. It's at
Why
home,
do you
which is
not,
exciting.
Why do you not think that game? Oh, because it's Fox.
Yeah, game day is def. I already said that. It's at Alabama and LSU.
Hey, why did you think it could be at Colorado, Texas Tech?
Because there's nothing at stake there.
Yeah, there's
No, there's not.
6-3, 6-2, 4-1, 4-2.
Nah.
There's a
Not for the Big
switch.
12.
If Texas Tech beats them, then they get above Colorado,
Keep
and
going
they.
down. Moving on.
There's nothing, Kenny. There's literally no, New Mexico State, Western Kentucky, UCF, Arizona State.
Oklahoma State TCU actually might be an interesting game to watch.
No, why? Because he's fighting for his life. All right, no, nothing. Nada.
Well, hey, who's BYU play? Go
BYU.
down,
Oh,
towards
I
the
thought
bottom.
they were- I
It's a
thought
late
they were-
game.
Oh, be Utah. I told you that was the. Oh no,
That's-
it was Utah, Colorado.
That's an interesting game there. I know Utah's down, but it's kind of a rivalry.
It is.
It's a huge rivalry.
It is. It's in.
They don't like each other, even though one of them's really Christian.
Nobody likes Mormons.
I'm just saying.
Nobody
that-
likes the Mormons.
Sean's opinion is not the opinion of the Sports Allegedly Spot podcast. Thank
I like
you.
Mormon ladies. What's going on?
All right.
All right. So
Dun, 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 dun.
jump to the NFL to see what's going on there.
Alabama
Actually,
beats-
I want to ask you this before
Alabama,
we jump.
Alabama beats LSU.
Alabama?
Alabama.
Before we jump to that, I need to get your how do I put this? Your description input, your
Spit it out, Junior.
Well, I'm trying to think of the proper wording about the World Series. Let's get analysis. Let's get your analysis of the World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to say that the Guardians would have won.
No, I'm glad the Yankees lost, and the Guardians would have put up a way better fight than that. Just saying. But they didn't make it, and you got to play to win the game, and we just didn't have it. We signed 2 pitchers next year. I'm predicting.
Oh, did we get one of your bench coaches as our coach now?
Who cares? No, the Reds got our hitting coach. He followed Francona, and so.
I know you had a bench coach that was up for White Sox coach.
Oh, like the head manager. You guys hired what's his last name? Oh my God! Just type that in.
Can you stop?
Oh, Will Venable.
Yeah, Will Venable.
Yeah, not Brent Venable's brother, Will Venable. He's Princeton. Cool. A 2-sport star. Baseball and soccer, I hope. Please, please, please. You Chicago people hire some. Yeah.
Strange. Where did he come from? That's what I was curious.
Nobody cares
He's
about
42.
baseball. Oh, he's a basketball Princeton guy. Hey, at least he's smart.
Look, he's getting choked out by Texas.
Yeah, at least he's smart because what's funny is Cleveland Browns think they're smart. They hired Podesta from the Cubs, and they want to do analytics. And how's that worked out for them
Cleveland
last
Browns or the Cleveland
Browns? Yeah, they hired Podesta from the Cubs.
You know how I feel. Okay, Cleveland Indians, like the Guardians.
Do it.
You said they hired a guy from the Cubs.
Yeah, I was talking about analytics, smart guys.
Oh, they hired an analytics guy away.
It's Podesta from the Cubs to the Browns. Yes, Podesta.
Why would you go from
Podesta.
baseball to football? Just because
He's
you know
still
numbers?
there. That's the problem. The team sucks.
I am.
Let's move on to NFL. We don't give a shit
I'm
about
so
baseball.
confused by this.
Moving on.
And you know I hate analytics anyways.
Yeah, analytics in baseball is really bad. It is.
It's just analytics in sports.
No, there's certain things.
No, what the coach? You remember the coach that does analytics and never punts?
I kind of like that though.
I don't.
It's high school.
Oh no, this guy did it in college too.
And he got fired.
Well, that's fine, but he did it.
That's why it didn't work. But high school can work. If you're a dominant high school team, you don't punt. College don't work. I think he made it for 1 or 2 years.
You're a dominant team. You don't have to punt.
But as you get upper into echelons of sports, you become more equal. That's why the NFL, the parity is so great. Any given day, someone could win. Period.
10. Oh, they got the ball back. Minute 10 left. Second. Kansas City. Probably field goal.
I'm actually proud of the Bucs defense for only holding them to 10, to be honest, because the defense for the Buccaneers has struggled.
Who's your leading receiver right now?
Probably
Otten.
No, it's probably White.
Look, Sterling Shepard's the leading rusher, and Otten is the leading.
Yeah,
he's just throwing it tight end.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's 8 at 10 though, no mistakes, so good for him.
So, Jets over Texans.
Cool.
Did you see that coming?
Nope. Spread was in favor of theirs too.
Okay,
CJ Stroud has no wide receivers. Jets just Mixon had a hell of a game too.
This is our 48-point teaser. Oh. And like I told Kenny, I've been let down by Cowboys my whole life.
So there is a scene or a clip of Dak saying, if you read his lips, it allegedly says we fucking suck.
Well, that's why he hurt his vagina and he didn't want to play anymore.
His vagina string.
His old vaginitis. The Dolphins going to Buffalo in the cold November rain, playing that hard. I have not seen a Dolphins team play that hard in the cold.
To his back.
What? No, but a Dolphins.
He's the heart and soul, baby.
But the Dolphins playing that hard in Buffalo.
He's the heart and soul. One big thing we missed was the Bears. We thought Caleb Williams was a thing, and he's not. The Cardinals.
I picked Arizona.
And the Cardinals are pretty good. To be honest, they're leading the division, I believe, right now, or tied with Seattle. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are tied. Or Rams, right?
No. Seattle beat the Rams yesterday.
Hold on, let me pop
No, just keep going down the schedule.
No, I got 2 windows open.
Oh, okay.
I've still got it there. I've just got 2 windows open. Local basketball teams are starting tonight too. We need to.
I'm getting to that. I have a segue, so shush.
All right, so yeah, Arizona is in the lead. They have a 1-game lead over the Rams and
Thank you,
the
thank
Niners.
you, thank you.
And it looks like the Seahawks have.
Oh, this is not
updated.
updated. This is not
It is.
updated.
It is.
Did not the Seahawks not beat the Rams?
No, the Rams beat them.
Did they win? I missed that. Okay, pull back up those standings. Then you're updated. My
Yeah,
apologies.
that's updated.
Boy, Seattle really needed that one. Then
They
pull
did.
back up the standings because I want to see that. Wow, they fucked that up, didn't they?
Yeah,
Because that went into overtime, and didn't they not get the ball first?
they did. And then the Rams went back down the field, and
Doze. Ugh.
I watched the end of that game.
Okay, let's look up. Vikings are a huge surprise, obviously.
Still at 6-2.
Yeah. Lions, obviously, we picked them. Commanders, we were the ones that were kind of right on that. We did pick Dallas for the under. Everybody did.
So we had Philly over Washington.
Yes, and then Washington second.
Yeah,
Because we're looking at the spreads.
the Giants were.
But
last.
we did pick
We had Giants
obviously the
under.
Giants size. But go back up to the AFC. That's kind of been the surprise, not that one. I like the Chargers. You know, you could tell Jim Harbaugh is way different coach than Staley.
Yeah,
I mean, he should have been fired years ago. But that AFC North is going to be tits because Cincinnati's getting better.
Well, and they have. They do this every
We
year.
always
they start
knew-
out
yes.
crap, and then they get better. The surprise for me is how inept the AFC East is.
Is it though?
It is.
Because we thought that the Jets were going to be better.
I think I had Miami picked to go to the playoffs.
Well, we had the over and we had the under on the Bills, and the Bills are going to hit theirs.
But that's what I'm saying. Besides the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, and well, we knew the Patriots were going to be trash. But the Jets, Dolphins, we had them fighting for the number 2 position in the AFC East. And Jets are 3-6. Dolphins are 2-6.
Well, now Dolphins is an anomaly because of the injury. You look when Tua come back, it's night and day. Even though the Bills beat him, and the Bills are a better team, but it's night and day when you look at that. The Commanders 7-2. Cliff Kingsbury, head coach next year, or give it one more.
One more year. He's going to have one more year, and then they'll.
But he's looking favorable.
For New Orleans.
Not necessarily them, but I'm just saying.
I would say he's favorable.
I'm just
for
saying
New
he's
Orleans.
looking good right now.
Jaguars gave Eagles hell.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was.
Yeah, see, so they ended up getting that touchdown.
Sirianni could have been fired after that.
He really could have.
He's next. He's on the border of that.
And currently, we're still 1 game off from the Steelers, I believe.
Yes, we picked.
We
them.
missed one. We missed one win that they had.
Correct, and we've got them
8. We had them at 8, 9 wins.
8.
You had them at 8.
Yeah.
8. I had them at 9.
9. Okay, so I had them at 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
What are they at right now?
Because
I know
6.
I know. Well, look at their schedule, though. I know their remaining schedule because I said 8. Let's pull up the Steelers' remaining schedule because there's been a lot of love for that, and Russell Wilson's. They just love this guy. Commanders, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns, Eagles, Ravens. Yeah.
Chiefs, Bengals, and they've got a hard run at the end of the
I
season.
don't see 3 wins at all, folks. I just don't see it.
Well, I'm saying they've got a hard. The Browns. They can beat the Browns.
Once they'll split.
That's fine, but they'll still beat the Browns.
Once there's one.
I just said, but I'm saying,
Maybe split with the Bengals.
You had them at 8.
2,
I had them at 9.
and they won 6.
And we did splits. We
Shit,
we
so I
did
need 2, don't I?
we did in season splits. We're in conference splits. And after that, like I said, they've got a hard. They've got one of the hardest schedules to go. So, what else you got in NFL?
Let's look at this week's schedule.
It is a slobber knocker. Week 10. Thursday night game, Bengals Ravens. The Ravens are just going to walk all over them.
Sure.
Bears get a win. They go to New England, or New England comes to Chicago, but gets home. Bears are undefeated at home. Steelers Commanders. That's going to be a fun game to watch with that really good Commanders team.
Noon game. God.
I know, Kenny. What?
Woo! Battle of shitty teams.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones rolls in this one, just letting you know. And he finally throws that first touchdown in MetLife since whoever. So then you've got, okay, thank you. So then updating on, as Sean leaves me here. Where's it at?
What are you doing?
It's not scrolling.
Oh, man, you are.
As we got the time out here. Oh boy. Holding. Oh, his freaking computer just sucks. All right, then we got the Bills, Colts. Colts look better with Flacco last night against the Vikings. Vikings way more talented on defense, so I thought Flacco played really well, to be honest, and he should be the quarterback. Richardson was horrible. I see why they've made a change. Broncos look better, but Chiefs are going to beat them. You've also got Falcons at Saints. You're going to have a new interim coach there. Buccaneers play the 49ers at home. You know, there's a lot of interesting teams, but the big one here that I want to talk about, as we didn't really highlight the Cowboys of Dallas, Texas. Actually, probably Arlington's what I say. The Eagles. So you're looking at 6-2 Eagles, 3-5 Cowboys. You know, Sirianni's been the one that's been commented on about being fired, and then you've got Mike McCartney sitting there going, "Nah, we're okay." Now we've got an injury. Is that going to be the excuse to let him continue his job? I made the statement yesterday to a group of friends that McCartney should have been fired today by noon. Why Jerry Jones hasn't done it, I don't know. He has taken over play calling duties. They've looked worse. I couldn't imagine they looked worse than Toothy when he was calling the plays, that he left for San Diego, and it's actually L.A., but he got fired there too. So the Eagles at Cowboys, you got Cooper Rush coming in against Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's going to be an ass-kicking. Sirianni, who's been rumored to be fired, is still going to keep his job. Then you go to the other game, Lions and Texans, the night game. How good that game looks scheduled, it's not any good.
So Nico should be
it's
back.
not any good. Nah, it don't matter.
But I'm saying it should be better for the
Lions roll this game. It might keep it close. Detroit's only favored by 3. But you look at Lions. We called it at the beginning of the year. If it's not the Lions versus, and I said Lions versus Chiefs or Houston, I didn't realize the injuries are going to hurt them so bad. And right now the Lions are just running away with that. And I think the Chiefs continue. The reason they're winning is the defense. You know, the defense never gets enough credit for the Chiefs. We've talked about this over and over. And I know the big time guys always talk about that. You've got
Chris
Mahomes.
Jones is doing really well.
It's the defense that is winning. Spagnuolo gets enough credit, but it's truly the masterpiece that he's put together, and the special teams are great. And then you've got Mahomes and everybody else. Kelsey's not looking as good as he had in the past. I mean, everybody's aging.
Slow.
Everybody's aging, but I mean, it's what they have, and they're banking on the defense and the offense to make plays. You get Hopkins now in the trade, looks good. I mean, Sean, pull up the game tonight. I think Hopkins has had, I know
it's 66 yards, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown.
Exactly, at halftime, and that's his first game.
Yeah, it's crazy that they were able to throw him in.
Correct.
But that shows you the intelligence that Hopkins has had his entire career. Why Houston ever let him go, I still don't understand that.
Youth movement, I think.
I just don't know. I don't know why. And then he goes to Arizona, and then he ends up with Hollywood
Tennessee.
Brown. It's funny because him and Hollywood Brown are back together.
They went to Tennessee.
Even though Hollywood Brown's
Wasn't Tennessee his last gig?
yeah, but they're back. But I'm saying they're back together now.
I forgot he went to Arizona.
Yeah, he got shipped over there on his downward tour, and so then he got shipped over.
I think one
Then he
thing-
got shipped over to Tennessee
I wanted
to help with the youth movement there, to help those wide receivers. And Kansas City's like, we need a damn receiver who's intelligent and experienced. Bring him over.
Speaking of Tennessee, look for Mike Vrabel to get a good look at New Orleans.
Oh, I forgot about Vrabel.
To bring in someone
still
that's
out?
well, he's at the Browns. kind of just hanging out as a special assistant or whatever. He's friends with Stefanski, I think. I think he's at the Bears. Not Bears, Browns. My apologies. So look for him to get a look because of the toughness. That's one thing that I thought that
he had a team that went to the playoffs almost every year.
That was an upper management thing. Something was going on.
But what I'm saying is he did it with a terrible quarterback.
That's my point.
He did it with one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
He ain't drafting those guys because his general manager got fired. How
many games did
did
what's his nuts
when did he get
for
fired?
over 100 yards?
2000. Look at the Titans.
It was last year.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I'm pretty sure the GM got fired right before him. And it is somebody pretty good.
Browns to president, 18-23.
Who is
it?
Head
coach.
No, not him. John Robinson. So he was the general manager. There we go. That's him. John Robinson was the general manager up until 2022, and then he got fired. And then right after that, the next year
they gave him a year, and then they got rid of him. Yeah.
He was fired on December 26th because he. And that's what's funny is how many years they made the playoffs and John Robinson got fired. Now, I'm not saying
here's the finish. Here's the finish as Vrabel as coach. 18, you're third. 19, you're second. You lose to KC in the championship game.
Yes.
2020, you're first. You lose to Baltimore in the wild card.
Baltimore was a great team.
They were. 2021, you're first. You lose to Cincy.
Is that the year
in the
Cincy went
divisional.
to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 2022, you're second in the AFC, but you miss the playoffs.
7-10. Yeah.
And then you go to 6 and 11, and you're fourth in 2023, the year that he was fired.
It's a short life you have as a GM.
Well, it's a short life you have as a head coach too.
Anything else for NFL? Because I want to talk about GM.
No. But I'm saying it's a short life that you have as a coach.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Kenny's taking his clothes off.
Taking this trash off.
And it's a short life that you have as a coach if you don't succeed.
Because I've got the gold on right now. Talking about GMs. Hello. The thunder. A lot of lightning and thunder in Oklahoma lately, but we've got the real thunder.
Don't ever sing that song again.
We've got the real thunder here.
I will murder you. I will literally murder you.
Let's move on to.
I used to make coitus to that song.
Let's move on to the Thunder. It's the one shot that every Oklahoma citizen has of winning this year. There's nothing else. Tulsa, no. OSU, no.
Hey, our hockey team's pretty good.
We don't have a professional hockey team.
We should, though.
And so you've got the Thunder, 6-0 start. The first record
having a better start this year.
The first record,
the Cleveland Cavaliers with an 8-0 start.
But I guarantee you they haven't won every game by 12 plus points. That's a record for
let's
them.
See, hold on, your differential 17.
No, we're talking about an average of everything. Not a differential.
Your points per game is 115. Your differential is 117.
Every game has been 12 plus.
This is an average, and their differential is
an average.
But that's the points that they've scored over the other team. Okay, they're at 13
over 8 games.
Right
now we're 6, but I'm saying every game has been won by 12 plus.
And Los Angeles Lakers somehow at -7, -0.7.
Well, let's not remember. Could you pull up the actual Los Angeles Clippers who we just beat? Could you pull up their?
They're way down here.
Yeah, and
they're 2-4.
Yeah,
you guys beat up on a bad team.
Oh, hold on. We have their pick this year, first round pick.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I think it's a pick swap, actually.
Oh my God, is 2025 the year that Oklahoma City Thunder's picks run out?
Oh no, they don't run out.
Is it 27?
29 or some shit.
No, I thought it was close.
Dude, I'm just gonna let you know. I'm just gonna give you this year's picks when I find them. After all this,
it's funny. He's got a lot of pictures in there of sports bets that we didn't take that we probably should have.
Hold on, I gotta find it. It's pretty impressive. It is pretty impressive.
In caps of.
Okay, here we go. Oh, damn it!
I do like the Little Debbie's and Catoosa have been moved over to that the bakery area.
Okay, so I've got. This is pretty good.
Hey, Chicago Bulls 500, baby. Who could ask for anything more? That's what we did last year.
All right, here we go. So, I didn't bring up one thing that Kevin Stefanski is actually calling the plays now for offense, and generally that with Mike McCartney calling the plays for the NFL teams, that fucks everything up. Oh, here we go.
Look,
Thunder's. Hold on. Thunder's
You know
first
what?
round.
Hold on. Before
Okay.
that, I did take the LA Chargers over
San Diego
Cleveland.
Chargers. Always San Diego Chargers.
I took the Chargers over the Browns, knowing full well that Jameis Winston was starting.
Thunder's first round picks this season. After the end of the season. OKC unprotected. They get their own. Clippers unprotected pick swap.
Ooh.
So they'll take theirs, obviously, and they'll get, theirs at 31 and 32. Houston.
Wait, so that means they swap their pick with the Clippers?
Yes. Houston top 10 protected pick swap. Where's Houston at right now?
Houston is...
Now they're protected.
Is in the middle.
Okay.
So they can choose not to take it.
Utah top 10 protected. Miami top 14 protected.
Hold on. You said Utah. The Jazz. Oh, God.
That's okay.
You said that was
protected? Yeah, it is, but it'll swap later to maybe a second round. Miami's top 14 protected. Philadelphia's top 6 protected. Philadelphia will get better.
Oh. Where's Miami? No.
But in reality, it's really all about the Clippers.
Oh, yeah.
And the Clippers are currently 2-4. 0-4 at home in their new stadium.
Whatever happened to that big old team they had? That building
I
team.
think Kawhi's hurt. Is it?
Yeah,
Kawhi
Kawhi's
hurt?
out.
And then
Kawhi is out.
And then you've got Paul George. That was the big trade. And we got Shea, who's the MVP, or should have been the MVP.
We switched guys.
And then we got 4 or 5 picks.
We gave you Caruso to help lead your team.
What a fucking pickup that was.
What? It was
That'll be one of the huge pickup.
Caruso was great on the Bulls. Caruso was great for the Heat.
Yeah, but they wanted him to score more. At the Thunder, you don't have to score shit. Just play defense. That's all you want on the perimeter.
Okay, so in the Bulls' issue was, we were getting outscored at certain points.
Well, the Giddey thing, actually, that was what is the Bulls doing right now?
We're 3-3. We're
okay, so what's Giddey's stats? Pull them up. Because I think that was one of the best trades for both.
It was.
You actually gained that because you got scoring.
Because they wanted
Caruso's not a big
Giddey
scorer. Now, Cleveland got Kenny Atkinson. He's a new coach. Used to be at the Nets. And they're going to be running.
So Giddey's assisting. Levine's at 22.
Yeah, but look at his points.
Look
at his points. Exactly. Rebounds, assists. I mean, the guy's an overall good player.
Yeah.
Nobody says that Giddey was a bad player. He's just in a bad system at Oklahoma because
he was in the wrong
everybody
system.
is like him
he was
to a certain degree.
He was in the wrong
He's
system.
going to be a defensive liability, though. That was the problem with the Thunder.
But that's what I'm saying. He was in the wrong system.
Because they didn't need a score. You guys need a score.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Giddey was in the wrong system. And Lonzo Ball's back. He's
Vucevic traded by midseason if you guys ain't doing anything.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, they kept trying to get rid of Levine as well. You remember that.
Levine no one wants, and I know he's leading that team, but I'd take Vucevic.
I know, but
over
you
Levine.
remember that they've been trying to get rid of Levine.
Oh, I know, but they wanted too much. Can't be greedy.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Give me all of your picks.
And what's so cool about Chicago, and I give them credit for this, they've had the shittiest basketball team for 20 years, and they still are, top 5 in attendance?
Yep.
Which is
everybody loves going.
Pretty impressive.
Oh, we look at the Blackhawks. People love going to those games, too.
Anyway, I just had to wear my Thunder shirt because I think we're going to be in the championship.
I didn't even know you had that.
Hell yeah!
I thought you just had a Tulsa Oilers. And
pull up their schedule, if you would, real quick. Let's talk about potential going 82-0. Could we beat the record? No, I'm just kidding.
Girl,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just want to see the schedule a little bit. When? Oh, what?
What's
we
this
talking
say, 2-1?
about? Two. Are we that far? Are we already in? Did they move us to February already?
Where are we at? Wait, is the schedule upside down?
It is upside down.
Who does that?
Here we go.
All right, so
Magic winning.
Win.
I think,
Nuggets,
actually.
possible loss. Rockets, possible loss. Warriors, possible loss. Clippers win. Pelicans win. Suns
possible loss.
Really?
Yeah, they're looking pretty good actually this year too.
Mavericks, possible loss. Spurs. And something about Oklahoma versus Texas.
Already beat them though this year.
I know, but it's something about Oklahoma versus Texas.
I want to look up the current score right now. We'll pull that up.
Then you got Kings, possible loss. Are they still good or no? Do the Kings?
No.
The Kings gotten worse?
Nope. Yes.
Okay. Then you go back and play the Warriors. Like you, oh god.
Currently up 13 against.
I'm going to tell you right now. You have
Is that an average of score almost 160? Is that what we're saying for this game?
Hold on.
Their best players out there.
I will say, Oklahoma City has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game home stretch. And
Jeez.
then, yeah. Well, and hold on. Here's where, then you go to a 1, 2, 3, 4 game away.
They'll stay out
home.
there. They'll stay out there.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Win. It's a pretty easy schedule, though, when it comes to
Well,
that.
travel time for this is, so you go to.
Oh, that is a
So
long
you
stretch.
go to
You get
Mem-
2 days, though. Toronto back
You go to Toronto, then you come down to, and you shoot down to New Orleans.
What is
and
this?
then-
What is this? A 12-day off?
What?
That's impressive.
Where?
Look, well, between the 7th and the 19th, that's 12 days off.
Oh, well, travel time.
It's like spring break.
It's so it's so weird. It's so weird that, you go. It's so weird that in 2 days you got to be in New Orleans, and then you get 12 days off to go.
Listen,
to,
the
go
one
to
thing,
Orlando.
the one thing that AJ Mitchell, and the drafting for Presti has been unbelievable. So I was joking about how GMs. He's been there since 2007. He was the youngest GM hired at the time.
That's gonna be a good game, right
Let's see. That's the future championship.
To that.
And you know what? Still, no fucking Christmas games for the Thunder. Even though they're 1 seed last year.
No, they got New Year's.
Okay, but no Christmas.
I know,
games.
but still New Year's. Hey, can you
Give
see
the
if we get tickets?
give the
to
love.
That? Can we tickets to this?
Oh, I'm sure those will be pricey. What day of the week is the 5th on?
I don't know. I know what a 5th is.
Let's see what day of the week that is.
You don't like my joke?
It is a Sunday.
Yeah, it's a
Sunday. It'll be snowing and icing or something stupid. Actually, it'll be 100 degrees.
We have thoughts on the LA Rams. You missed that. We did talk about the Rams and the surprise.
Thought that was a good win.
Yeah, good win, overtime win, and the surprise that we don't know where they're going. I think we had them pick number 2.
Well, now that they've won the trade, all the trade stuff is off.
Oh, we did have them over, but we did have them over. We did have them over, and I think I had them going to the playoffs.
They were 8-5 was the over under at the beginning of the years. We all had them over. The problem is there was rumors that they were going to be in the trade market. You looked at Cooper Kupp. There was a lot of rumors to Tampa.
They were trying to get Kupp to Kansas City.
Even Stafford's name got thrown out there a little bit.
Stafford was in it.
Now, Sean, what's the standings? Pull up the standings on that because I think they're going to be right there.
Well, they're still right there.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
They're a game back from the Cardinals. With San Francisco and Brock Purdy struggling.
Well, half game back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that how you count that?
You would, but they just haven't. You know, Cardinals have one more game. But no, I think they're set up to possibly make the playoffs. What's up with the 49ers? I mean, the injuries obviously have got them. Is the Shanahan effect wore off?
No, I do think that offensive line has been murdered, and you're looking at both your running backs are out now. Your wide receivers have been. They're going through the Tampa Bay. You can look at it. They're 4-4. Tampa Bay's 4-4. They're going through the same. They're going through the same thing right now. So San Francisco is beat up. LA is getting better because their guys are getting healthy again.
Well, they're done on the trade now. I mean, they're obviously not going to trade anybody. I think that was if they had. I thought the Seattle game, if they would have won, that might have forced them. Trade deadline is Tuesday.
Yes.
And I don't think you're going to see a lot of bigger things. Was it Darius Smith or something? I can't remember his name from the Browns. Looks like. I
can see the
Chiefs.
Browns. I can see the Browns.
The Chiefs wanting something from him.
Yeah, but I can see the Browns start to offload guys.
But anyway, Tampa currently has the ball. They're down 3 points, 13-30, and they are on about 22. The 20. Yeah, 22. There we go.
You said about it says.
Well, no, I was looking at the actual field. I was trying to call that.
I know.
So.
I've tried that too, but then I just find this and I was like, it's ready.
Hey, thank you. What is that? King
King Papi, 06.
King Puppy, thanks for joining us on the Rams talk. No, I think the Rams are in a good position. You know, they're just a weird team because they draft so well. Their coach is good, but there's always these rumors about
What'd you say about Sean McVay?
He is a good coach.
Okay.
I think he's a little bit overrated because he won a Super Bowl with the made team. But you look when they got rid of some people.
No, he remade that team.
Well, I mean, you had help from the GM and stuff. I mean, he did take Stafford from Detroit, and he got him the championship. I'm not so sure that
I don't
it's
think
just
he could,
the
I don't think
coach
he
that
could,
got that.
I don't think he couldn't have done it with Goff.
I don't think that he's.
I don't think that he could.
They went to the Super Bowl with Goff.
I know, but going back, I think they could have gone back with Goff.
I'm not a big fan of Goff, but I mean, he did
look
take
at
that
what-
team
look
to
what
the
he's
Super
doing
Bowl and
now.
lost. And who did they lose to? Was that the Chiefs? I'm sure. I don't remember.
I don't remember. Probably Kansas City. One of the two.
Said the wins.
Who was that?
It's got to be fucking. I would think it would be. No, surely not. Was that really the Patriots that soon ago?
Oh, was it was it Tom Brady's last stand?
Oh, it was the Patriots. Yes, it was. Wow.
Okay.
That seems so long ago, yet you think that it's not been.
Yeah. He's only been out for 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I saw him. I had to say this. I saw him start to commentate. I forgot what game it was today, and
Today or yesterday? Today's Monday.
Oh, yesterday, and I about shit because Kenny Waste, he's over here. You got to do this. You got the things.
I do talk with my hands. Son of
My
a
hands were everywhere, and I was like, Tom, stop it! You're freaking me out. All right.
13-10, Baker Mayfield to Cade Otton. Another team on my fantasy against me on fantasy that's just kicking my ass. Good for Cade
Who's he
Otton.
thrown to? Hold on, let's go see his.
Cade Otton.
Just Cade Otton. Well, I mean, Sterling Shepard's their leading rusher right now, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. What was the guy that I picked up? I think it might have been that dude, maybe.
Well, one target. Hey, it's going to be a close one. Actually, our Pittsburgh insider picked the Bucks to win tonight.
Your Pittsburgh insider is a moron.
I mean, it's kind of turning out that way, to be honest.
Hey, Kansas City trap game. You never know.
Well, that's what he picked, but it's at home. That should not be a trap game at home.
It can be. It can be when you're this comfortable at 7-0.
12 of 15, 85 yards. No. Here's the thing with Baker: no turnovers. That is what's key. No turnovers. And you do that, you're going to excel.
All right. Local college basketball started tonight. I think OU won their game.
I'm going to give you a quick heads up on that. OU's going to be better. OSU's going to be okay.
Well, they got their new coach. Remember, Gottlieb's coming in with Green Bay.
It's a new coach at OSU.
I know, but Gottlieb's coming in with Green Bay.
Boy,
and
what?
He promised to sell out.
He did, and that's what the coach talked about today, actually. It was pretty
That's
good. It was good.
Threw him under the bus. He goes, you know what? You said it was going to be a sellout.
Good,
if it's not a sellout,
it's your fault.
It's Doug Gottlieb's fault.
And it was good. But I really think that OU basketball had some better players.
We picked
Porter
up.
Mosier brought in some much better people. It's going to take him a little time. I think Venables is the same way, and luckily they've got a patient AD in Castiglione. But the women, Mamma Mia. Yes, I think they've got a.
OU's playing Linwood right now.
Yeah, I mean that's just trash. But
I
anyway,
could have swore we were up.
the women are going to be really good this year. I really think that. And
the women are going to have a hard time because they are
to
transitioning into the SEC, which the SEC is one of the hardest conferences to play.
I don't know.
Basketball
I thought the Big 12. I thought the Big 12 was a very tough women's conference as well. You talk about Tech, Kansas State, Texas, which is coming over with us. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you're going to have South Carolina
and who else?
LSU,
and that's it.
No, was it the Florida women? There was another team in there.
There's two big ones, and that's it. And you think about all the schedules that's going to be off and on. I think that we're moving to a better conference, and now softball's going to be harder, just because we're going to play them all the time.
Baseball's definitely going to be harder.
Correct. But no, I think that the OU women. I think the OU women are going to be really good this year. Really good.
That Oklahoma State game. They should be playing. Your son's been in and out. ORU beat some local team tonight. Illinois. God, where is it? Sorry, everybody. It's hard to scroll. Division I basketball is
A lot.
And I should just go right to the Big 12. That would be the easiest thing for all of us when the internet comes back on, because the child probably.
The what? Why are we going to the Big 12? We didn't watch Big 12.
No, the Oklahoma State.
Oh.
I was looking for that.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that not tonight? I thought that was tonight.
Could be. Nobody's playing anybody.
I think
yet.
your son might have killed the internet.
Nobody's playing anybody. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you. Oh, predictions. Anything? Missouri? Think we win or lose? OU?
We're going to win.
You think we got to win in this for that one?
21-17.
I think we do too. I've got a really weird feeling about this one. I think it's going to be like 30,
it's our
30,
defense is going to win the game.
34-30.
Our defense is going to win.
2 touchdowns for defense.
Why is this not? Oh, there it is. It populated finally.
And I think, does Oklahoma State, we talk about this.
Oklahoma State's.
TCU, I think they lose.
Yeah. I've got to pull all that up. I haven't looked. I usually look at the schedule. Oh, there we go. 39-38.
Oh, I forgot they were playing actually Green Bay.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
told you Doug Gottlieb was at Green Bay and they were playing tonight, and that was.
Oh, he's gonna want this one bad. He's gonna podcast tomorrow. That's what's weird about that. I don't.
Doug Gottlieb.
Yeah, I mean he kept his Fox Sports job, and Green Bay's like, yeah, do whatever you want. I'm like, damn, that's almost like double dipping. Good for him.
Okay, what is the attendance for tonight? Let's see if we have that.
Probably
Does not give it to. We'll probably find that out.
No, they'll be packed. I bet they are packed.
It's supposed to be Oklahoma State by 17.5.
We'll look at the shooting though. Green Bay's not going to shoot 58% the rest of the half. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
You never know. Okay.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Thunder should be about 8-9-0.
What have I told you about that?
I know, but I'm just telling you, it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. They are good, and they have no weaknesses. And look at Chet Holmgren, a guy I was concerned about the pick. I will admit, just because his height and his foot
injuries. I will tell you right now,
that guy looks so much
16 guys on that team, and they all weigh less than your middle son.
And I think that
they're all 16 feet taller than you.
And all 16 guys would be wanted by somebody else, and that's what's great about Sam Press team. So, all right, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining. We'll be back. What are we doing?
Probably Monday.
Monday. Okay, we'll see you next Monday.
Shai Gilgeous is probably a trip away from smashing his whole body. That's how skinny he is.
He is not that. It's Chet's so skinny, but he's bulked. So anyway, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye, everybody.